I bought a house at 27, 500K, all by myself. I think I gave like 35,000 down. I own a shop, I own trucks, I own trailers, bobcats, employees. Nowadays, people don't care about you unless you got stuff going on. I feel like it's important if you're gonna be watching my videos that you know how I got here. So today I'm gonna tell you my story.
Are you recording?
Yeah, right now. Hey, what up, bro? First of all, look at how pretty it is outside. Second of all, I underestimated how hard this freaking vlogging thing was going to be. So this is gonna be a really bad vlog. Maybe you know me from volleyball, maybe I'm just your friend. I'm a business owner, and I'm gonna tell you the story of how I was able to afford my house at 27, all paid in cash. No, I did not pay cash, I financed it, but I was actually very scared to make this video because I don't like people knowing my stuff. I feel like it could harm me, it could come back to bite me in the butt. I'm at a point where I don't care anymore, so I will be sharing my entire life with you guys. Here it goes. So this is what I do for the Shed Pros, the company that I own. We transform ugly sheds like this. He wants to remove this and install an $11,000 shed. So I worked at this accounting firm for 4 years, I think until I was 19. I was smart, you know, I knew that I was learning a lot more than I was earning. At the same time, my dad started working for this shed company. It was called Backyard Sheds. So this company didn't pay that much, but it introduced my dad to him buying a truck, buying his tools, and started contracting for them. So he obviously needed a helper, and I became his helper. Working for this company sucked ass. Like, they paid so little, I think like $300 per shed, and it took all freaking day to assemble one shed. Fast forward to a year, my dad found Tough Shed. Not only did they pay more money, I think they paid like from $500 to $1,000 per shed, but you could do 2 a day, which was huge, right? So what ended up happening is we only lasted a year in Backyard and we transitioned to Tough Sheds. So what he did was trained another partner for me and left me as the crew leader. I wouldn't say I'm rich, but like, this is the one thing that made me so much money in the future. I already knew like, this is something that I want to do for myself. I want to buy my own truck, my own trailer, my own tools, and go directly through Tough Shed. 2020 happens and the pandemic happens. Usually the season starts back up in March, and I was ready to start working because we hadn't been working, right? Work didn't start because they freaking shut down everything, and it was the year I was gonna start my business. So I was like, ugh, like I was really mad. I remember June of 2020, work starts back up and I buy my truck. I hired a friend and I started working. Immediately, I started making $4,000 a week. I remember it felt illegal at first, and I was keeping, after gas, $2,500 to $3,000 a week. Oh my gosh, dude, I remember I was like, I did it. Like, I fucking made it. It was probably November. My dad reaches out to me. He says, I have some snow contracts. I have too much work right now. If you want them, they're yours. You just have to service them. I asked him, I'm like, if I buy my own truck and my own plow, can I keep everything? And he said, yes, as long as you do the work the right way. I don't want to see anything, but I'm not going to go in and save your ass. I go on Facebook Marketplace. I find this beautiful red truck with the plow, a salter, exactly for $10,000. I bought the truck from snow removal. I was getting paid $3,000 a month, whether it snowed or it didn't snow. As soon as the snow season was over, now I had 2 trucks, and guess what? I saw the opportunity to do what my dad did with me and put in another crew into Tough Shed. And now, instead of making $3,000, I was making $7,000 to $8,000 a week. We're now in 2021. This was probably the best year that I had. By the middle of this year, I was making no less than $10,000 to $11,000 a week. On the best day, I made $18,000 that week. On the worst day, I made $11,000. Anywhere in between, 13, 14 a week. I was able to buy another truck. I was able to buy trailers. I was able to buy more snow equipment. By the end of 2021, I had like $70,000. $70,000 in my bank account before I bought the stuff. Because I remember I had like $70,000, and I went and bought new plows for both trucks, new $6,000 salters for both trucks. Needless to say, it was a good Christmas for my family. And all of a sudden, I'm sitting here at 23, 24 years old with fucking 3 trucks, snow equipment. I freaking had more trucks to get more money for snow. So I started making more money in snow, And it just snowballed into this, like, I can't even, I'm like speechless even like thinking about it, bro. But it was freaking insane, guys. Guys, the story goes downhill from there. It just gets really bad. I'm actually here where I play volleyball. I'm in the middle of this training session and I'm fucking gassed. But I love this shit. I fucking love it, baby. I want to tell you guys where the Shed Pros originated from, because they came up because of a problem that I was having. The problem was that Tough Shed controlled everything. They controlled my schedule, they controlled my crews, and it got to the point where they started to tell me that if I didn't do what they wanted, they were going to take me off the schedule, meaning no money for me. That is the reason why I started the freaking Shed Pros. They started blackmailing me, sending me wanting to send me 5 hours away for work. When I said no, because I'm not a fucking truck driver, like my crews, it's too risky or whatever. The point is, I was like, I need to figure out how to do my own sheds, how to build my own brand, how to not depend on them for work. And that's how the Shed Pros was born. Oh my God, it's so fucking cold, bro. It's literally just the next day and it's already freezing. I had to build this company in secret. I had to build it without Tough Shed knowing what I was doing. If they found out, they would cancel my contract, which is what ended up happening. 2 years later, I started posting my face, my workers on my websites and everywhere so that I could get more customers for sheds. They found out, they canceled my contract, and I no longer install for them. That means that for 2 years, I was installing for them. I had crews working there, I was making money with them, and I was trying to build my own thing on the side. I don't blame them for canceling my contract, because who's gonna want to give money to someone that's trying to build a brand? Not to take them down, but to compete against them. The main guy at Tough Shed saw my videos, saw my ads that I was using with my face and my workers. He gave me a call, he canceled my contract, and I have not been installing for them for the past 3 months. Once the spring comes, I'm gonna be able to sell probably over $100,000 a month. I need to create the infrastructure right now basically to handle that load. So that's currently where I'm at right now. I'm building my business basically. No longer in secret. I can show my face now. I can do all the things that I need to do, and I don't have to be scared that Tough Shed's gonna see what I'm doing. Okay, now I know I said this is the story of how I bought my house, but that's literally how I was able to afford my house. And how I'm able to afford anything is because I own a business, and that's pretty much it. I mean, there's nothing to it. I know this was a really long story, but this is the story of me, like where I currently am in life, you know? More than just telling you guys, it's also for me, like so that I can see this when I'm freaking a millionaire and when I'm 30. I'm putting that out there. I'm gonna be a millionaire before I turn 30. I know this was really boring. Nothing funny about it, honestly. Thank you for watching. I will be posting every Wednesday, and I promise you guys that next week it's gonna be a lot better than this. I'll probably do some more mukbangs. I know you guys want to see Adriana or my assistant Jalissa or other characters. Thank you for watching. Now you guys know a lot more about me than I know about you, so thank you.